What's up, YouTube? It's Willie Rebuild. I'm back at Area 51 with Money Mike, the 30-year body man. He done went on around the car. Driver's side is knocked out. He done hit it up with the primer, did all his body work on the driver's side.
But a man is just a man, so baby, here's my Riviera.
He said he feeling good, he wanna sing him a song.
We ever part.
Got the body work done
I used to say,
on the pad driver's side. Quarter filled in. Trunk done. And he done started working his way around to the passenger side. Sanding it down. Doing his body work. Filling in the spots where he removed the stripe and took it down the belt metal, put a little filler on it, put a little filler on his hood, started sanding some of those imperfections down, just working it down and making progress, trying to get it done. Ordered his parts for his motor.
they're on their way. Tomorrow, their hood will be done, their roof will be done, and this side of the right car will be done.
He knocking it out, YouTube. Meanwhile, Willie Rebuild, on the other hand, everything I touched today, it ain't turned out good. I made some accomplishment, but the stuff what I was trying to get done, it ain't go how I wanted it to go. But we got our wire harness in. I done wired it up. I had a few guys asking me about the wiring. I know most of y'all probably knew how to do the wiring, especially when you do what I did. I brought a wire harness already. But I'm gonna break it down and make it simple as to how this harness right here works. This is a current performance wire harness. So I'm gonna make it simple. You're gonna have all your normal plugs, which you got on your LS engine, your injectors, your coils, and all your sensors, cam sensor, crank sensor, and all that there. This your main wires coming from your bulkhead. You're gonna take your same original wires that went to your starter, and you're gonna run them back to your starter. What I did is I extended those wires and ran them around the front here, 3 of them. Your 2 hot wires that go to your starter, and your ignition wire when you turn the key to start the car. So your solenoid wire. So on my harness right here, you got your crank sensor, connector, and the constant power. That's your 12-volt constant power on this harness. This is a current performance harness. It might be different on whatever harness you using, but on this one, this how it works. That's your 12-volt constant power. Now, your wire is coming from your bulkhead. This the wire you're gonna hook on to that went to your distributor for your key on power. And I'm gonna show you where that connect at. And right here on the harness, let me get y'all up. Everything labeled. This your fuel pump wire. You're gonna run this to your fuel pump in the back. If you run an electric fuel pump, you're gonna run it to the back. Yeah, you're gonna have to run. Well, you might be running the carburetor, but if you run a fuel injection, this is gonna be your 12-volt to your fuel pump. It's labeled. You got a ground wire on the harness. It go on the back of the head, back there on the passenger side. Then you got your OBD2 wire that's gonna go under your dash or under your hood, wherever you want to put it. Bring the light over here, Mike. It's kind of dark. Let me let them check this here out. It's simple. You got You got your wires right here. You got your wires right here for your fans, your tech. What else you got in there? For your TCC lockup for when you hit the brake, your brake switch wire. The only wire you need out of here on this harness to make the engine start up is that wire right there. Let me turn it over where you can see.
It's 12 volt.
This your 12 volt switched on. Not constant power. When you switch the key on your 12 volt, you're gonna hook that on the distributor wire. Once you do that, the car gonna start. The rest of this stuff is labeled and it's easy to install. You got 2 wires for your fans. You got 1 wire for your tech right there. Tech wire. You got your check engine light wire, what I'm gonna run to my original check engine light. You got your brake switch, that's for your TCC lockup. If you're running a lockup converter, like I am, you want that to work. When you get on the highway, you want the converter to lock up. And when you press the brake, you want it to disengage. That wire there, let me see. Think that one right there went in here. You can hook on here or you can bring it over to your brake. I forgot exactly which one it is. I want to say it's the orange wire, but I'm not sure. But I'll come back and let y'all see everything once I hook everything up. But for right now, all we gonna hook up is our 12 volt switched on. And once I hook that up and that fuel pump wire, she gonna crank up, baby. Right, and that's gonna crank up. And that's it. The wire horn is simple. That's why I didn't try to wreck my brain trying to run the wires and record it at the same time. It's 3 wires. Everything else gonna plug up. You gonna extend. I extended my wires so I could run them under the motor mount. As you can see, I ran them under the motor mount to get them away from the header. That's why I extended them, because if I had to try to bring them around the back, around the header, it would have ran into the header milled the wire. But that's it. That's all you need to start it. And once you hook that up, you got fire in the hole, baby. I done already bumped the key. She hot. I stuck a battery in there early and bumped the key. But the reason I ain't started, because I ain't got no knock sensors in it. So I need to go get some knock sensors and put it back in there.
That's important on that.
And down there,
water.
you want to put that factory grommet back in there. That's what I ran the wires through. Because I noticed when I took my factory harness out, when I had the car at my house, when it would rain, water would go in the car. So you want that grommet back in there. The floorboard on the passenger side will fill up with water once I took the grommet out. And far as my computer situation, what I'm gonna do with that is, I was trying to hide it up in here, inside the radiator support, but that ain't gonna work. I was trying to make it look clean and neat, and I don't want to run it up under the dash in the glove box. I don't want to do that. So what I'm gonna do, let me take y'all out here to the S10. Once Money Mike open it up for me, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna mount my computer, because I don't think that wire harness is, the harness I got is made to mount the computer under the dash, but the wire is not gonna be long enough. I'd have had to extend all of them, and I'm not about to do all that. If I wanted to do that, I'd have made a harness. So I ain't about to extend all the wires, because I was gonna put it under the seat on the passenger side, but it's not long enough. So let me bring y'all to the S10 and show y'all. Hold on, let me make sure I ain't about to burn rat nest down. I left a cigarette on it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go to the yard and I'm gonna grab me the bracket for the S10, as you can see. But the problem with that is, if I try to mount my computer on the driver's side with with my overflow jug, what's gonna happen, I'm gonna run into a clearance issue with my battery and all that. So what we gonna do, YouTube, we gonna take this whole setup off of S10, the cooling, overflow, and all that, and we gonna mount it to the inner fender on the Monte Carlo, and that's where we gonna mount our ECU at, on the passenger side fender. And we gonna take the overflow jug off the S10 too and run all that on the Monte Carlo on Radness. I didn't really want to do it like that, but I'm not about to cut all the wires on the Hornets, and I just brought the Hornets. Not about to happen. So that's the plan. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put that in there and sit it on the inner fender, which I see a few guys that use that setup. It worked, you know. I just was trying to get it clean and get a cleaner look and not mount it on top of the fender. I don't know, I might still try something. I got to see. But I think that's the move I'm gonna go with, YouTube. But we got the wire harness routed, and really rebuild review on that current performance harness. I think it's a well-built harness. It look quality like PSI harness. I used the PSI harness before. As you can see, you got all your little rubber grommets where the pins they didn't use. It's wrapped real nice. All the connectors look like they good quality. The horn is laid out real good. It had all the connectors for everything that you need. So I think it's a good harness if you want to go with that harness and you want to have everything functioning like it's supposed to. Some of the cheaper harnesses, you'll have to wire in your extra pins for like your TCC, your brake switch, your tack and all that. The cheaper harness, it might not come with all that. So then you gotta spend your money and work on top of it. If you're gonna do that route, you might as well just build your own harness. And that way you keep everything in there what you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and get them knock sensors pretty soon. Probably go get them today. Stop being a cheap ass. Cause I really got some I just brought for a customer, and I want to swap them suckers out on the warranty and get them for free. But I'm gonna stop being a cheap ass and go ahead and buy them and do it the right way, and not the Willie rebuild way, baby. But I got Money Mike. He happy today. He's singing him a tune cause he making progress.
I'm loving it.
78 Buick Riviera. It'll be pulling out of here soon. These two spots will be empty soon, YouTube. We gonna have something else in here. Cause these here won't be in here.
Definitely not.
They'll be going down the road, baby. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's time to get back to work. It's Willie Rebuild. Over and out, baby.